Hey everybody, Lady B from NYC here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. We are expecting someone very, very cool tonight. She goes by the name of Dolly Girl. She is a music artist from Los Angeles, California, and we're just waiting for her to show up here in the live. So, a little bit of a background on her. She does, let me see. I think the type of music that we can categorize her at is, she does do a little bit of hip hop. And I actually got to know about her through a YouTube channel called We Are Me Too. And she would do this segment called Cholas Talk. So, like, they cover it was her and a few other people. Brooklyn Kookie is definitely on there as one of them. They talk all different types of subjects: love, girl code, so on for Valentine's Day as well. So, there she's really well versed. I really like her. She's absolutely awesome, and her music is absolutely captivating. Like, oh my God. I would have to say that one of my favorite songs of hers is actually called Cortez Shoes. I suggest you look it up on YouTube because that is just it's one of those that I don't even like have skates anymore, like the ones where it's the two wheels in front and two in back. But Cortez Shoes literally is one of those songs that you can just picture being at a skate rink. And it's just one of those where you just can't help but groove to it. So I really, really can't wait to have her on here. Now, I have been trying to record um, a segment called Lady B's Lucky 13, which is pretty much going to be a segment where I handpick 13 songs from 13 different bands slash artists, and I will be playing them as if they were on, like, a regular countdown. Yeah, what is up, ladies
Hi.
and ladies and gentlemen, Dolly Girl in the house. Oh my God.
How you
Awesome.
doing?
I'm good. I got two of my
Your chola
wristbands.
bands on.
Yeah,
That's what's up. Yeah.
exactly. I had to. I had to. I
You
had
have
to.
to. That's mandatory.
So, oh my goodness, thank you so much for being on here with us.
Thank you.
I know it's late where you are, but
You.
we gotta do what we gotta do. You know?
This is
We,
called women on that hustle grind kind of type of shit.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
By by the way, don't worry about language.
I'm about to say, oops, I forgot.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna be good. Okay. Nah. Appreciate you.
So so tell us why don't you give us a little bit of a background on yourself and how you got into doing the type of music that you got into doing.
Well, in a nutshell, I am an only child.
Okay.
Grew up in a great, I grew up in a regular normal kind of home, your typical Mexican traditional home. I was fortunate to have my mother and my father my whole lifetime. We did the whole family thing, everything. I was very blessed to have both my parents. They showed me the world. They were always very attentive to me and always there for me, sports and stuff and everything. And it was great. Like, there was not a dull moment. If I didn't need my parents, they would always, be there for me. My father, though, on the other hand, was more of he was the one kind of more in the entertainment field per se. He was a
Hmm.
photographer
Oh, cool.
and he was very well known in the city of East LA, in the city of Commerce area. out here in LA, which is huge when it comes to Mexican culture, like just radio, channel, TV and all that stuff. The Latino feel pretty much.
Mhm.
So I was, as a little kid, I would go with him to like go like photo shoots, events, and all this stuff. So I met a lot of entertainment in the Spanish Mexican community. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
Especially growing up with parents that listen to a lot of Mexican music. I was very familiar with all of that. So I knew who was who and everything. And be able to walk into radio stations and everything. It was just like the thing to do. Also, because he was just into the whole photography, he had his video camera and stuff. So at the age of 3 years old, my dad was putting me right in front of the camera, like right off the bat. And he would
Nice.
no, and he would sign me up for talent shows at school every year. Even if I didn't want to do it, he's like, "You're gonna do it." And he would choreograph my whole routine from beginning to end, all the way up to about my fifth grade year.
Wow. So it's not just stage moms, it's stage
No,
dads.
dad. Yeah, my dad was a stage dad. I'm gonna tell it to my mom to go. I didn't think about that one. Yeah, my dad was a stage dad, and he pushed me all the way to the point where I loved it. I turned it out, loved to do it on my own, and I started signing myself up. I would always audition. I always, participated. Always won prizes and everything. It was fun, and my dad was always there with the video camera. I'm just recording all the way to like about maybe my ninth grade year. And then that's when I kind of like didn't do it much anymore.
Well, at that point, I
You know,
think in high school, it's like, get away.
yeah, it was that. And it wasn't that, it wasn't really too much getaway. We were pretty tight. It was more like, no, maybe it's embarrassing, or I don't know if it's like, I don't know if I should do this here in high school. Like, what are people gonna think or what? And I'm not, and it's crazy because I'm not the type to really care what people say about me, but that was just a little different with me being on the stage, like at school. It's like, oh no, like it was a whole new field.
What is it about high school that all of a sudden it's like you're so outgoing, and then all of a sudden ninth grade happens, and it's like,
Boom. I think you know what it is? I think because 'cause we're so used to growing up with our friends. So when you're like at that in the
Mhm,
middle of your teen years and now you're going into this new place with nothing but like older kids, at this point it's like you're
mhm.
not trying to be you, you're trying to be like them, you know?
Yep, I
I
hear
think
you.
that's exactly what it is. And I looked up to all the juniors and the seniors. One thing about me is I was really blessed to be very outspoken. Because I'm a people person, so
Mhm,
I talked to the whole school from ninth to my senior year,
mm,
all the way. You know what I'm saying? That was me.
mhm. Yep.
That was me. And people knew me, and I was everywhere. I was everywhere. But that's when my ninth grade year kind of, started hanging out more with the hood, and I was just to them
Uh,
hood activities and stuff.
just a rambunctious teenage phase. It's okay.
Yeah.
We all go through that.
I mean, you were raised, not just that, but you're raised on a block with a bunch of bald headed cholos and homegirls. It's like, what other direction you going to go? I'm not in the suburbs, I'm in the hood. That's all I know. That's all, they're all getting into all kinds of crazy shenanigans. And it's like, oh, I want to see. Oh, what are you doing? Can I participate?
Oh my goodness.
You know,
No, but
so
you know what though? You have done so great
thank you.
for yourself. And I was actually just mentioning before you called in, I actually was saying the first time I ever saw you was actually for a video segment called Cholas Talk. And
Oh,
the
okay.
the episode was Girl Code.
Yes.
I
Yes.
was I was like, "Oh my God, where were these?" I was like, "Where were these girls when I was growing up?"
uh,
Because when I was growing up, girls were vicious.
yes, we were.
It's I don't understand that. It's like and one of the things that I absolutely love that you said in there was never hate on another woman's success.
I still stand by that.
Never do that. And I
No.
just find it so rare when I find other females that actually do follow that. It's insane.
It
And
is. It is. And I don't.
so
And I've always stand by that. Even if I ever had a problem with any other female, I I my problem with her is the problem that we have. If she's successful and is able to take care of her family and her children, more ups to her. That has nothing to do with
Yeah,
the reason why me and her have a problem. I will never. It
exactly.
doesn't matter. That's never gonna be that issue. You know what I'm saying? I wish
Hmm.
nothing but success to any female and any. I mean, just anybody in the world. And nothing to my
Yeah,
enemies. Nothing to people who have hate on me, or nothing to people who are just jealousy.
yeah,
Because again, it goes back to the whole crabs in a bucket.
exactly,
You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
it's bad
And
enough. You know.
and the type of music that you do, like what had you start getting into that? Like what would you categorize it as, first of all? Because some people would say that it's more hip hop, some people would say it's more a little bit of R&B, some people might think it's pop. It's because I see a lot of layers
It is. Hmm.
with it, so I don't even know how to categorize it.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't either. I don't know how to categorize my music at all in myself because I do a little bit of everything. I've never been that one artist. I've never been an R&B artist, a rap artist. That's just never been me. I tell people, you know what? I'm just a musical entertainer and I do everything. Where we left off when I was going through all that stuff in the hood, that's when I just started kind of pouring my heart out a little bit more of just the struggles and everything that I was going through. At that time,
Mm-hmm.
when I decided to start doing, when I was dragged into doing that, because it wasn't a dream of mine, I had other plans. Um, I just
Hmm.
started kind of putting everything that I go through, excuse me, and at that same
Bless
time,
you.
I was in the middle of losing my father, and
Hmm.
I was like, damn, I need to do this. So I wrote and everything. We recorded off of a boombox on the living room on a
Oh
CD.
my
It was weird how it
goodness.
happened. I brought it home and I played it for my dad, and he just the most happiest man in the world. The fact that he was able to hear me on a CD before he passed just blew his mind. And it was not even a real
Well,
recording; it was like a bird CD. But just the fact that I played something for him, he just like flipped his woo and made it made everything for him. And I
well.
was so proud that at least I was able to share that before he passed. It was right away too after that. And so it was so like, the music that I started from was from the streets and the struggles. That's all I knew. I was very active when I first came into this game. So at that moment, I guess it was called gang music, because it was like
Hmm.
gang activity music and all that. So I fell right, and I'm
Hmm.
Mexicana, Chicana, so I fell right into the Chicano rap genre.
Okay. Well, I have to tell you, I'm very when it comes down to music, I pretty much give anything a listen at least once.
Right.
I mean, I have everything on my phone from freaking Frank Sinatra to Etta James, Billie Holiday. I have Slipknot. I
Yeah.
have Biggie.
Yeah.
I have my little Kim.
Yeah.
And but it's like when I started in web radio, I initially wanted to focus on independent artists
Mhm.
because I was going to LaGuardia Community College, and we actually had a web radio club over there.
Mhm.
And so a few hosts would actually get together and put like a show on
Oh,
for the school, and
okay.
we had a stage in the back in the courtyard
Nice.
outside as well as the auditorium. And so, like, some of these shows would get artists that they've had on their
Right.
shows to come and
Mhm.
perform. And so that's how I got to know the indie scene. Well, get back into the indie scene.
In between, yeah.
And it's amazing how much talent is out there, and yet it's being so overlooked. I can't stand that because
No, I agree.
nowadays radio sucks. It
Yeah.
it sucks, and it's like now it's like you have to practically like you have to be like, a detective and like figure out like which station
Like
plays
the
what.
station thing. Yeah, yeah. I agree.
So like
I listen to a lot of my Spotify. YouTube, stuff like that. Because it's same thing with
Mm,
radio. The radio's cool when I need a little break from everything, just to kind of hear what's going on. But
yeah.
it's pretty rare. My music is usually always on. My headphones are always on. It's just because it's another thing. And I mean, I do have a out one station I run to all the time, which is 94.7 out here, which is soul oldies and R&B radio station that's run by hosted by Greg Mack. You know, and
Okay.
so I listen to him. Plus, Great Mac is a good friend of mine, so I support him also, and I've been listening to him and what he does in his career for a very long time as well. He's an OG,
Yeah.
so it's cool to hear him, And
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that's changed up, but yeah, I agree. I agree. It's really hard to find kind of music. My playlist is kind of something like yours, like a garage punk to alternative hip hop, Spanish corridos, just a little bit of everything. I'm all about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's really amazing what I've been able to find, and especially on Instagram, like
Oh yeah.
most of my phone, when it comes down to new people, new
Mhm.
music that I have on here, I can't tell you how much my phone is now like occupied with
For music.
with indie
Yeah.
bands and
Yeah.
indie artists all over the place. You're in my phone.
Thank you.
I mean, I fell in love with your music.
Aw,
Cortez
thank you.
Shoes happens to be my favorite one.
Hey.
I can't help it. I have to listen to that, especially when
Thank
I know
you.
but
Mhm.
one of the things that I actually wanted to find out, I want everyone else to know, where are you playing next?
Actually, I will be performing this Saturday, the 7th in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm doing a show that MB Riders is hosting. It's Big Gemini and myself in Phoenix, Arizona. So it's a club
Very
called Jiggy
cool.
Jacks. And I'm very blessed and I'm very excited. It's when I do shows with them, it's very sentimental. I I I tear up like a big baby sometimes because I grew up listen like my teenage years was all about MB writers. It's like
Hmm.
I that's all I listened to all the time. So the fact that I'm very fortunate and blessed to be share the stage with them and go on the road with them, it just melts my heart. And I'm so grateful and blessed for them to even consider me to be a part of what they do. It's a huge blessing, you know.
That's awesome. I mean, when you can actually share a stage with someone that you've looked up to, it's absolutely amazing.
Mhm.
Um, it's it's definitely awesome seeing everything that you're doing. I keep up with you on Instagram all the time,
Thank you.
and like one of the things also, I have to honestly say, I think that Chola Talk needs to come back.
It does, right? Oh my God, it's so it does, but it's just that network they're doing other stuff. The network actually tried to do something again, and I'll send you links after so you can check them out. But it didn't
Yeah.
really hit like the last one. It didn't. Um, I personally think they marketed differently, which was a little hard, but I understand what they were doing because they were trying to get audience
Hmm.
over to their network. But I think they should have still
Yeah.
threw it out there on YouTube and let the world see it and stuff like that. It would have done great. But I mean, it was fun. It was fun that we did it. A lot of us gained an amazing, all the whole cast found great opportunities and other steps to move forward, which was awesome. And they're all doing great.
I Brooklyn Pookie.
Yes, that's
I
Vicky.
swear, I actually wound up getting, she had a t-shirt that she was
Mhm.
selling before where it was, the word fearless
Yeah,
in
Fearless.
like hot pink.
Yeah.
I, I got that shirt. I wore that shirt to the point where it got holes in it.
It's a dope shirt. I know what you're talking about.
And I'm like, I asked her, can I get another one? Because
Right,
I love it, and I want to
right.
get a new one. And she's like, I don't have any more.
Oh, no, she doesn't. She ran out of them. Yeah, she ran out of 'em. It was just that one time. But I'm glad you got one, though.
No,
That's good.
Yeah, no, I absolutely loved that shirt. I loved it. I wore it as much as I possibly could.
That's awesome.
And I just wish I was like I was able to like fix it because it's like I actually
That's cute.
contemplated at times. I was contemplating at times. I was like, huh, I could just get black thread. But then I'm like, no, it will
No.
it'll show. So
Yeah. Right.
I had to
I
let
see
it
it.
go. I had to let it go. But
Aw.
it's
I'm gonna
definitely
tell her
one
when
of
I
those
talk to
shirts.
her. She was with me on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna tell her when I see her.
That's awesome. I'm
Thank
glad
you.
you keep in touch. I'm glad you keep in touch with everybody.
I do. I believe me. I make great friendships with everybody. And like I said, I've been very blessed to be part of this entertainment in all directions where I've had nothing but really good um just friendships and relationships with people, and
Yeah,
I'm very blessed to be a part of it.
I'm glad to. You guys definitely you have you had such a great following. I'm
Thank
sorry. I'm
you.
just checking on something in
That's
the
okay. No,
front.
I'm the same over here.
No, but now when it comes down to your music, like I this is something that I always ask
Mhm.
artists that I speak to. When it comes to a collaboration,
Okay.
who would you say is like your ultimate? I would say your top three that you would want to collab with. And mind you, it can be someone in the mainstream, but it could also be someone in the independents. Who would you say would be your top three?
This is crazy, and I don't even think anybody would even ever like when I tell people, they're just like, "No way." I'm like this. I would love to, love to, love to, love to. If I'm ever blessed with any one of these, it would be T Pain, Queen Latifah, and Erica Badu.
Okay. 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 I can
T-Pain
see that.
because
I
he
can
does
see
that
that.
trap shit. T-Pain because he does that trap shit, and that's what I grew up listening to a lot. Queen Latifah because she does like she could do that hustle girl gangster like what's up, and Erica Badu
Yeah.
because she knows how to tell all these motherfuckers to fuck off straight up, and that's why I would do that with them.
Wow, that's awesome.
I feel
That's
like
awesome.
I feel like I carry a lot of their motivation with me when I write. Yeah,
That's awesome. That's very awesome. Is there any place that you know that you would want to perform that that you haven't gone to yet?
New York.
Yeah,
I have a little
girl,
following. I have a little following out there, but I have these really three, like two, three strong people that are willing to promote and push for me to come out. And I'm just trying to find out when or where I'll ever like be there so I could tell them so they could spread the word and we could try to make it happen. But that's just one of my biggest things. I was very blessed 2 years ago to get actually a billboard out there on Times Square for a day.
what?
Yeah,
That that is crazy.
it was
How
a
did I
blessing.
not know about this?
I'll send you
How
a
did I
link.
not know about this?
I put it
Yes,
up.
please.
I'll send it to you so you can see it. That was such a blessing. I was like, I was trying to find out when they were gonna do it because I wanted to fly out there, but they did it so fast I didn't even get a chance. And I was like, oh, but I've always wanted
That's
to go.
no, listen, we have, if there's anything that we love out here, it's indie artists. And the thing is that a lot of these venues that we have out here, they, unlike the West Coast,
Hmm.
which, you know, because I have musician friends that are out in Las Vegas,
Hmm.
and they pretty much are just jukeboxes with a pulse.
Yeah, yeah.
And they pretty much are spoiled out there. They are spoiled out there. They're getting so much money just to play covers, and it's like,
That's
no,
awesome.
I
That's
no, but
crazy.
I mean,
But I get it. I get it. I
it
get
is
it.
it is awesome in the fact that you know because one of them he actually built his own studio in his house.
Nice.
So when he's not working at the places that he has
Hmm.
residencies at, he's producing
Nice.
for other artists. He's doing his own stuff and everything. But over here on the
Mhm.
East Coast, these places thrive on original music,
Mm.
and you can hardly get away with playing a cover. It's like one place I actually remember going to, um my friends from this band called Dry Clean Only, they actually
Right.
told me the guy who runs the place made it known to us that we could not play a cover, and if we are to do any kind of cover, we have to try to work it into a song we already
Oh
do.
shoot! Sorry. 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 Sorry.
It's okay.
Gone. Oh shoot! Oh.
It's okay. What is it? What's going on? Donnie? Hello? What's going on? Are you there? Dolly? Dolly, Dolly. I think we may have lost connection briefly, but it's okay because this is what tends to happen. I am going to let my dog in now. This is what happens when you have a Rottweiler outside as well. Everybody say hello to my four-legged son. So yes, we're gonna try to get Dolly back here. We're gonna try to get Dolly back. Anyway, uh, so yeah, it's not put down. Many vendors are playing on the West Coast because I know that everybody runs their stuff differently. Um, it, little things, but it's just one of those things that I guess it just depends on where you are because they have different policies when it comes down to like covers and things like that. Playing covers, and over here in New York, as far as I've seen, um, again they thrive on individuality, and I know that she would definitely be someone that most places around here would love to have. So I'm hoping that we can get her back. Anyways, I am going to see what else is here. So, one of the things that I could definitely see about doing is maybe we go on Instagram, but we'll see. Uh, so yeah, I was actually explaining about Lady B's Lucky 13. And again, it's going to be a segment where I would be handpicking 13 songs from 13 different artists, and I would be featuring them every week. And I do not genre discriminate. I really don't. So it can be it could be picks anywhere between, any of the rock genres to pop, country, rap, R&B, new metal even. I will go as far as to say. Um Also, we have bands that are on the same wavelength as Greta Van Fleet, and you know it can be a solo artist, it could be a band, so you never know who's gonna pop up in there. And also, they're not just bands and artists from the US either. I plan on even exploring bands that are across the pond over in the UK, all throughout, all throughout Europe. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Sorry.
We're back. It's okay. It's okay. Connection, that tends to
No,
happen.
when before we got on, I was like, my phone's dying, but I just got to plug it in, and I was chilling. But I was like, wait a minute, it's not plugged in, and it just shit. Oh, shit.
Don't worry. Don't worry. It's okay. It's
Okay, let's
okay.
go. But I heard what you said, so that's
So,
awesome. That's really awesome that they do stuff
no,
like that.
listen. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Listen, I am on here. We have being someone that has been a part of, the web radio world and everything. I've learned how to, not panic when it comes down to losing connection. So it's fine.
Awesome,
Don't
awesome.
worry about it.
Thank you so much.
Don't worry
But
about
yes,
it.
New York
Of
is definitely the
course.
destination. I I I want to. My goal is to hopefully be there next year. That's what I want to, because I'm going next year. This year that's coming
Mm,
up.
yeah,
This year that's coming up. I am very excited
nice.
because I'm gonna drop a lot of music that I have not done. I'm ready to drop like
Wow.
way more than anything. A lot of music, a lot of shows,
That
a lot of videos, a lot of content, just a lot. And then I have my podcast, not podcast show, a YouTube show that I'm doing with my homegirls and stuff like that. So I'm ready to really push next year.
very cool. That is awesome to hear. Um, some places that I will say that, well, there are, these are spots that I know I've gone to that they always have a great turnout.
Mhm.
There's this place called the Bowery Electric, which they have two
Bro,
stages
you're
actually.
killing me.
What? Ah, oh my goodness, it's okay. Things like this happen. You there? Dolly. Oh, this is what happens. This tends to happen when it comes down to radio. But yes, so to piggyback off of um the Lucky 13, we'll be having bands from all over the place. US, Europe, you know, um I'm hoping to get some individuals from South America. There is an indie band that is from India called Bloody Wood that I definitely know I want to have on there. Um, the Velvet Daydream, which is a band that's kind of on the same wavelength as Greta Van Fleet, but also Red Voodoo, Steel Crows. Um, There's a band actually from the UK that's an all girl band called Lambrini Girls that I look forward to introducing you all to. Um, there's another band who actually just recently put something out, a new song, um, and they're called Identity Crisis. And oh dear Lord, this band, I would have to say, I am amazed that they were not asked to be one of those bands that you would see on the series of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So, because honestly, they sound like they would be one of those bands to play at the Bronze. Um, but yeah, it's going to be a very interesting segment. And I look forward very much to bringing you guys all this great music that's all over the place from YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You know, it is true. There's a lot of talent out there. And what I want to do is pretty much bring that out to all of you. That's what I want to do. I want to bring it out to all of you. And every now and then, have an artist on here and have you get to know them. That is my mission, that is my goal, and I am looking forward to bringing that to you. And I just wish, because I'm on my phone, I'm recording this from my phone. Unfortunately, I'm not able to. Uh, I don't think I'm able to play music on here. Um, but I'm gonna see if there's a possibility that I can. You know what? No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna risk losing the feed. But yeah, when it when all is said and done, all of you indie artists that are out there just taking that risk and you know putting it all out there for everyone to see and being vulnerable in putting yourself out there, not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing about the reaction that people are going to have towards your music. I really admire that about all of you, because that's freaking brave as hell. It is brave as hell. And me personally, I don't know. I mean, if I was to have been in a band, I don't know if I would be able to do what you guys do. And, because I'm not gonna deny that there's that whole fear of, rejection from, venues, from, audiences. I have yet to see, I mean, I've gone to quite a few shows and I have yet to see an audience, a crowd just completely reject an act. I pray I never do, because I've heard stories from other artists that I know about their own experiences with seeing that going on. It may not have been for their band, but they unfortunately would be part of shows where something like that would happen to another band that would be playing with them. And from the stories I've heard, um, yeah, I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. So, you know, it takes a lot. It really does. It takes a lot to be able to do what you guys do. And I admire you all greatly for that. And I thank you all for doing what you do. So, I am going to try to get a hold of. What are you doing? My four-legged son apparently feels the need to chase nothing. What is going on with you? What is up with you? The other thing also is that he wants to play with the cat, but she wants to kill him. So, but he doesn't understand that. So I'm going to try to get a hold of Dolly, to see when we can come back on here and finish this up, because I know that she has definitely got a lot more to discuss. And right now, I am going to cut this here because I'm running out of space. And not only that, I really wanted to see if I'm getting this up on YouTube. So, um, I wish you all good night. and we will have a part two with this. So I thank you guys for watching as long as you have, and take care, and see y'all later.